Comrade Show, way, Comrade Lante Oriake. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show.
Yes. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are joining us from. This is the Comrade Show, and my name is Comrade Lamte Oriaki. Greetings to you, Nigerians. It's a very sad day, which began yesterday, and I have been trying to work out how to approach this broadcast because of the cloud over Nigeria today, particularly on those states and, of course, the whole of the southern part of Nigeria. Um, I have been trying to, put together the right words, trying to, make sense of, bits and pieces of things culminating into the massacre of yesterday. But I'm going to start by commiserating with the families of um, the victims of yesterday's attack, the brazen attack. The attack connotes so many things. I am yet to recover seriously from what I saw yesterday. The attack on the Catholic Church war, the victims. I actually don't know how psychologically, how mental, how emotionally one is going to be able to recover from it, because somehow we have all been massacred because of what has happened. Unfortunately, even while this has happened, we are not seeing any real drive by the authorities, those that we have empowered to protect us. Those that have been given the mandate primarily to protect lives and property in Nigeria. We are not seeing any drive whatsoever, that instill any sort of hope that this will not happen, again and again and again and again. As a matter of fact, it has happened in Ondo State right now. The worry now is that we don't even know where next, what's going to happen next and where it is going to happen. Even while, this has happened in Ondo State, we are equally still receiving messages, rumors here and there about some other pockets of attack, within the same southwest region of Nigeria. But the big news of Ondo, is sort of beclouding the others. Attacks, some clergymen have been kidnapped. Even there's some news coming out right now. There's a clergyman that was kidnapped in Abuja today. um, and all of these, and so it's increasingly becoming a matter of to your to Israel. This broadcast is titled Ondo Massacre, the unending tragedy of a nation under a failed general. And just as I'm about starting this broadcast, I'm just reading, I'm unconfirmed. I have not gotten a proper source, but a lot of people are already carrying information. If it is true, again, it shows the level of um, I don't care attitude of the political class, particularly the ones we have at the federal level right now. But I'm just getting the news right now. It's probably breaking news that Ahmed Lawal, the Senate president, the the political shoe shiner of President Muhammadu Buhari has been announced to have been picked as the consensus candidate of APC in the presidential election that is coming up. If it is true, it further shows and deepen the, what we already know, the divide in this country. I'm going to try to see how best I could piece all of this together. And the reason why, right now, more than ever before, we need to be resolved as much as possible, to change the narrative. Because the evil that we have seen in Ondo states, this same evil, a replica of it, we've seen in the northern part of Nigeria, we've seen everywhere. We have written RIP due to the deceased in different attacks. I've even gone ahead to write RIP, for future victims, because somehow nothing is on ground to tell us that there will not be victims tomorrow or the day after or some days to come and all of that. And so I'm actually making this broadcast to try to situate, our sensibilities to all of these, and of course, probably start preparing, because, and this is true, as a people, we must not wake up to this reality, that our own security is in our hands. No longer can we leave our own, security, to people that we have elected, because somehow they are all speaking grammar here and there. I've been monitoring the governor of Ondo State, and of course all the visits and all the grammar they are speaking and all of that. There has been no tangible, policy, announcements, march with action or move to start combing all forest in the south. There is no policy announcement, march with that, not just by Ondo State, but by all the adjoining states, all the southern states, to say we now need to cooperate to get these things, arrested, as it were. We now need to cooperate to begin to use our own local security network to mount roadblocks in very strategic locations. You understand what I'm saying? Now, so that, stop and search arrangement. If it needs to pass through the houses of assembly around the various states and all of that, making this an action point, by the governors of Edo State. I'm yet to see any of that. And so, while people will commiserate, with the governors and with the people of Ondo State and this and that and that, shit, man. One life is just too much. Talk less of countless number of lives occasioned by these. And so it therefore means that the southern part of Nigeria is currently under attack. The church is under attack because these infidels, they believe that once they attack the church or they attack Christians, they are getting to the heart of the southern part of Nigeria. And now APC, out of whatever it is, have announced that, and meanwhile, some human being, an infidel, in the name of Northern Consensus Movement, I think on the 2nd of this month, held a press conference to announce that they in the North, they will not vote for any Santa candidates. As a matter of fact, because of this ban on open grazing, it said all sort of nonsense. And at no point did this human being, condemn any action of Fulani herdsmen and terrorists, and what they do and all of that, So this is a nation that is divided, and it brings to question And that question is fundamental. They make it look like you are not patriotic when you talk about this. And that is the question of Nigeria. The project or the program Nigeria. Isn't it time for the political elite, both in the south and in the north, to start putting this on the table for a very serious, crucial discussion? Because if by being a member of an association like this in the name of a nation is consistently going to mean death to the citizenry, then there is no way we can shy away from the question that Nigeria is no longer yoking together. The center cannot hold anymore. It's a matter of to your central Israel. The Northerners are clamoring for a Northern presidency. As a matter of fact, the human being, the leader of the Northern consensus movement, has said that the North have 4 years more to complete their ration in leadership, and so therefore it has to be a Northern president that we have, and very likely another, what's it called, a Fulani president. You understand what I'm saying? And we already have, Ahmed Lawan. I don't know. I think I stand to be corrected, but I think it's a Fulani man and all of that. So everything, they are paving way to have a Fulani. And I want to say this very clear and very soundly. 2023, if we don't do it in peace, I am very sure that we will not shy away. The South will not shy away from doing it with violence. 2023 is going to mark the point, that decision. It's either done to reflect justice, as it were, under this cocoon of a nation, or it's because at the end of the day, the people that are hugely shortchanged as far as this whole arrangement called Nigeria is concerned, they are the southern part of Nigeria. They are the people of the south. These are the people really that the nation has been very much unfair to. Do not think that people will just import insecurity, bring it to the northern part of Nigeria, and aim to take over the entire land of the south. And we are just folding our arms and watching. I don't know how that is going to be. But I'm going to start, by playing a 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes clip of late Obadiah. He did warn a couple of years back that what we are seeing right now is going to happen. It's not been taken seriously. There's been no commission of inquiry set, or even when he was alive, by even the states, to say, let us take this man seriously. And what he has said, some of these things, they have been happening. But let us begin to look at the intelligence that he's got and all of that, and see, what we can get from it, and begin to act, in accordance, accordingly, as it were. There's been nothing per se. I just want to play us this clip just to remind us that some, Obadiah, when he was alive a couple of years back, did say some things like this. Take a listen.
And the truth. And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. 1 or 2 who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They're already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They're everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria. Don't joke with what I'm saying. I have a PhD from Oxford University.
By 2022, is what he said. We're in 2022. And anyway, let's continue.
Don't joke with what I'm saying. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria. Don't joke with what I'm saying. I have a PhD from Oxford University. I'm a central banker. We don't talk nonsense. So don't joke with what I'm telling you. I have this from the highest possible authority, higher authorities of some of the commanders of the killers and Boko Haram.
You said northern governors, past or present, Dr. Badaya?
No, current. No, they said one of them is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. One of them.
You know, these are very... Dr. Obadiah made these revelations, and, you know, past or present governors, you know, current governors. A governor from the northern part of Nigeria, he alleged. And yet, I have not read anywhere, I have not seen anywhere, you know, that the leaders of the nation, in government and everywhere, where they have called, you know, to reach out to Obadiah to know exactly what Obadiah knows so that we can start securing this country. You know, it shows to what extent, you know, particularly the certain, you know, leaders, the elite in the South, to what extent, you know, people care less about the affairs of their people. You understand what I'm saying now? But why, you know, my people used to make parable. They say that when a lie resembles truth, you begin to believe. You understand what I'm saying now? Now, there is a corroboration somewhere, and I'm going to play this, and this is a very recent corroboration. And this one is from the kidnapped, what's it called, a Methodist church priest in Imo State. He did say something very similar to this. I hope I can be able to cue this. Let's take a listen. I think I'm able to cue it.
Then he said that we should be here with two of them. One was like this one. They pointed gun at us. They said, if the Oga said shoot, if we disappoint them, or if they count any bundle of the money and it's not up to 10 million, they will kill us. So they will count it 20 million into 5, and then they will tell them to release our phone. They say, Oga, where we don't want to release your phone is, when we don't want to hold your phone, they will use it to track us. So take your phone. Well, we were there. At the time, they said around 5:30, the youngest boy, who I think is younger brother to their commander, said, Oga, congratulations, you are free. You can go now. You have got our money, you can go. Let me show you the road. They took us to old road where they wrote welcome to Imo and goodbye from Abia. You know, we share boundary, the old road to Isochi. Then they say, you know this road? I said, I don't know. I pretended because it's my village. Iruba is my village. I said, I don't know the place. They say, follow this road. You get to somewhere, you will see people there. So I followed the road. We followed the road, 3 of us, until we saw people. But what pains me most is that these people told us that they are going to bring, after buying enough weapons, they bring all those that have been put in disarray, driven away from Zamfara, Katsina, Zambisa Forest, that they are all coming to locate themselves in Igbo land, that there's no security in Igbo land, that they will come there and then they will deal with us. And that the young man was just flippant. Maybe he took something. He said, do you know Ibadan? Lagos Expressway? We are in all the bush there. We're everywhere there. We're also in the south. So we are We are waiting for the slightest signal. We will finish you people and take over this land.
Okay, I actually wanted to get there. Yeah, so he said one of the terrorists, one of the leaders made the revelation and said, "Look, they're already everywhere. They're just waiting for the signal, and that when the signal comes, they'll finish everybody." And Obadiah did say that after the rural killings, they are going to start going into the urban centers, killing prominent people. Now, when you look at it, the Catholic Church is a prominent, symbol of Christianity. And so the Catholic Church is severely under attack right now. That's a reflection of attack on Christianity. That is where they will target, as a matter of fact, that will reflect, attacking Christians and all of that. And that is corroborating what this man has said. That they are already strategically located. They are just waiting for signals to unleash terror. And the whole drive is to take over the land. And when you listen to, if we don't listen to the leader of the Northern Consensus movement talking earlier, on the 2nd of this month, talking about how they are not going to vote for certain candidates and stuff like that, the power must remain in the North and all of that. If you listen, you just be amazed. The question that comes to your mind is it by force to remain in this contraption? Because this man has to be on the table. I mean, many of us right now are advocating that we have a change of leadership direction. You understand what I'm saying now? We are making that advocacy. But a leadership change, the impact of it can only be felt by the people who are alive. Suppose that massively people are killed before 2023. Suppose that insecurity in the South will destabilize the country so much so that there may not even be any elections. Could that be the game plan? Are the certain political leaders, governors and otherwise, thinking at all outside of the box and putting measures in place to say, in case it is this, in case it is that? Are we still buried in the ideology of ethnicity, that we are not thinking beyond our own immediate circle of interest? Is it not time? I mean, look at this nation. Buhari basically became president because he is a retired general, and people feel that his experience, as a matter of fact, as a general, will count into helping secure Nigeria. But the truth about it is that there are two things to Buhari right now as a general on this issue. It's either Buhari is deliberately supporting what is happening on the ground and pretending to be Nigerian president, or Buhari never merited being a general in the first place at all. Because there is no altar of Nigeria being led by a president who is a general. It's not showing, it's not reflecting anywhere. Our border is so porous. So it is either this man never merited being a general at all, or he is just deliberately allowing these things to happen. Because many people already describe him as a religious bigot. Now, if this is the case, whichever one of them it is, the failure of Buhari as far as security Nigeria is concerned, it's not just Buhari's failure anymore. It is the governor's failure. All the governors in the country, particularly those of the Southern Divide, you are all failing before our very eyes. Every governor in a state is the chief security officer of that state. If insecurity persists the way it is right now, you have no excuse whatsoever. And I think right now, from the signals we are getting from the north. Now, if it is true that the APC leadership have said that Ahmed Lawan, Lawan, the puppet of Buhari, is the chosen consensus candidate of the north, then There is nothing more that we need to confirm that this divide is sure to continue to the end. There is nothing more that instills any hope that the future of this country has any place with unity. And if that is the case, why don't we put this whole project on the table and start a useful discussion? But before that even comes on, why don't the Southwest governors meet with the Southeast governors and the South governors and decide a united security framework to defend the land? How much land do we have? How much forest do we have that cannot be combed? With all the 700 million to 1 billion security votes you people are getting, can't we deploy artificial intelligence into our forests, know where these people are, and flush them out, secure the land, make our people safer? How many more people are we going to allow Nigeria kill? It was in Zamfara. It was in what's it called, Bauchi. It was in all of those areas. It was like them then. Now it is not happening under our own nose. That Catholic church in Owo, it's not in a village, it's in the urban center. Those guys traveled through the roads leading to the church. Come on. Come on. Our governors cannot afford to fail with the federal government of Nigeria in securing lives and property. The idea that security issues or matters, as it were, is a matter on the exclusive legislative list of Nigeria is a failed one. It can no longer be obeyed. There is no moral justification to obey it anymore. I crave the indulgence of all Southern governors. All of you right now, you are sending condolence messages to the governor of Ondo State. We are not interested in that. This has happened. I think the important thing now is that what is the next move? What do we do now to ensure that the next one doesn't happen? What do we do? I am appealing, like Nigerians are appealing, that even while we are saying, oh, election is coming, we are trying to advocate for one candidate or the other and all of that, not be who they are alive go vote. Not be who still feel say, okay, he gets some freedom of expression. Not be go come out, go cast votes. Suppose there's so much terror now in the South that people are even afraid to come out. They have their PVC, but they're afraid to even come out because of incessant killing. How would we make that choice if the land is not secured? On the part of, please share this broadcast, it's important, and because we need to, we need to share some information. On the part of the church, particularly the Catholic Church of Nigeria, particularly the big Catholic churches, everywhere, all over, particularly in the South, I want to appeal to you. As it is, Catholic Church, Pentecostal Church, the mega churches, as it is, if you are waiting for Nigerian police to help you, you are just going to be exposing your members to severe danger. I think right now, all this issue of this naivety and deception that we have been preaching, I think we need to stop it and stem the tide. There is no way I've ever read in the Bible where the children of God allow themselves to come under massive massacre like this year in, year out. There is no way I've ever read it. Some people will say, oh, now Old Testament. What is old about God and what is new about God? God is God and God has always been God. And God will always be God. The land that God chose as a space for his own expression that we can read about today. The land of Israel, till today, the chosen land of God, till today, No nation in this world is putting hand over their head. They are defending themselves. If you kill one Israeli, they probably will come for 100 of yours, or 50 of yours, or 10 of yours. They have consistently defended themselves. They live amongst wolves and tyrants and tigers in the region where they live. And they live in relative peace and harmony because of their own defense mechanisms and the proactiveness to defend themselves continuously. And so even before the enemies even go ahead to even kill an Israeli, they think twice because they know that for every missile, every rocket you throw into an Israeli territory that's going to cost a victim, expect to receive 1,000 or 100. These are children of God. These are people chosen by God himself. The Old Testament, New Testament, they are the same Israelis. Even in the modern time, New Testament. This is Israel. The whole idea that God is in control and we are being killed. People right now will be afraid to even go to church from next Sunday because right now the church is a major target. And this is what they want to sow. This is what they want to put out there. And so I think that my summary on this is that I think the church will take a special initiative to secure the church and their members. This must not be left for an individual church to do. PFA or whatever you call yourself, Christian Association Enemy of Nigeria, you people should see as a matter of urgency. And for the mega churches, there are different ways to secure yourself. Different ways. I don't see any reason why right now where you have a mega church where we should not have, what's it called, cameras strategically located everywhere leading to the church and even in the church compound. Because today as we speak right now, there's been no footage revealing the faces of the people who perpetrated this crime. No footage whatsoever. No. I'm even wondering, I don't know whether anybody get phone for inside that church to even capture a face or two that people can even make reference to. Okay, let us now put some people and put them and put them on the search this thing. No. Some people are circulating one video I found to be fake to say this one happened in the scene of this thing. But that video is fake. I understand that video did not happen in our war. So I think that the churches right now must make it a point of duty to secure their premises. It means that we need to now start getting very sensitive cameras located everywhere linked to the church, in the church compound, everywhere around, anywhere somebody turns. And these things, will be securely managed. So that at the end of the day, this is just one way. And I actually don't even see any reason why, I don't know, this may be extreme, but a critical situation calls for a critical concern. A great situation calls for a great concern. People, oh shit. These people who died in that church, many of them happily left home to go and worship their God on Sunday. They were not sick. Some of them, I imagine that some of them even came to church a bit late. Some were in a hurry. They probably didn't even do some things at home before so they don't miss the service. People got there just to meet up with this weekly ritual. And unsuspecting. But little would they know that they were going to meet their Waterloo needlessly. Because we live in a nation that deliberately kills us as a people. An entire nation is thrown into mourning for no just cause. Abba. I beg governors. Condolence messages to Governor Akeredolu has nothing to do with this. I think what the people need It's an assurance and reassurance that the governors of the South will step up and do something more to secure lives and property in the South. I mean, we've seen two video footages right now, and a few more alluding to the fact that there is an orchestrated agenda to make this happen continuously. The what's it called? The bishop they kidnapped the last time that was released for 100 million. It is evident from his own testimony, his own witness to the situation, that these guys, even the money they are collecting for ransom, they are buying arms. These arms are not to kill rabbits, they are not to kill antelope in the forest, they are to kill human beings, they are to kill Christians, they are to kill people in the South, they are to put us perpetually in terror. We have the resources. As a government of the various states, we have the resources. There is no excuse. We see the targets right now. These are churches that are attacking right now. We don't know when we're going to wake up and villages are leveled like they have been doing in Zamfara and doing in some other places. And I can tell you that if this one is the signature of these terrorists everywhere, I mean, as it has been, we expect some of this to happen. So why are we going to just sit down and be aimlessly defensive? The best form of defense is attack. We must do everything that we can on the part of the governors of the different states to go properly after them. You people in the eastern part of Nigeria, you set up Ebubeagu. I have not seen one single success story recorded by your Ebubeagu. None whatsoever. None. None. In my own Edo state and our own sister state, Delta state, every day we are waking up to the news that in one village, 2 farmers have been heads have been cut off. The other village, people have been maimed. The other village, people's farmland have been encroached into. Food crops destroyed. Everybody put into Fulani herdsmen. I don't know how much success we are recording against these people in our own land, in our own backyard. Mothers were slaughtered in our church. Brothers, sisters, friends, young children. People had dreams, hopes. Anybody's mother could have been there. Anybody's father could have been there. It is not a distant thing. This matter is it's with all of us. The tragedy of a war is not an Ondo State tragedy. It's it's a collective tragedy. Because these guys, our war is just a boundary, is just boundary with Edo State. It means that these guys are just marauding our forest as they like. In my own village of Edo, in my own state of Edo State, there are some villages right now. Some people they can't even go to farms anymore. They are so afraid because of all what has happened previously. It's a serious matter must call for a serious action, must call for a serious concern. The government have to do their own. The people have to do their own. But I want to encourage the churches right now. If you don't know how to go about it, reach out to us on the Comrade Show. We will let you know how to go about it. CCTV strategically located everywhere linked to a major church in Nigeria. I mean, in the south of Nigeria right now. Very important. If it is possible for churches to arrange with proper security, not the ones infiltrated, because we already hear now that some military men, I don't know whether those people just wear military uniform, but if they need anything to go back, there is even a connivance with the police and some military men because people are spotted wearing military uniforms, liaising with these people. So he said that really, truly, military men are involved in this clandestine business they are doing at the expense of everybody, or They just put on military uniforms. But I think that every way leading to a major church, there should be a proper arena with security for a stop and search arrangement for any suspected this thing, vehicle or whatever, to be stopped and searched before they can move into an arena where not just churches, where the general public gather, because this is a serious situation. Nigeria must have level of security alertness. Step it up, level 1, level 2, level 4. Stop and search at some certain levels. It is right now should become very important. For any vehicle coming, we want to see what you have in your boot. We want to see, what everybody's having, particularly during those hours where you have people gathered in major places. I spoke with somebody earlier today, and the person was telling me, in America, things like this. I said, just stop it. Stop it. The America you're talking about right now, is it the Fifth Amendment of the American laws? It guarantees everybody to own weapon if they are old enough to own weapon. If we are all guaranteed, the law permits us to own weapons. This disaster will not be this bad. It will not be. I have my gun with me. What is coming? Why can't I bring my gun and defend myself? If people were licensed to own guns, this massacre in our world will not be this bad. If people in the church don't come out with their guns to respond and defend themselves, there are probably people passing the streets, neighbors who have their guns. So let's not compare Nigeria to America in whatever way, shape, or form. That was my response to that human being. For us not to travel too long into naivety, I stumbled across this video. I want us to take pain to listen to it. It's something that you don't hear in churches, but it speaks to some of the things I'm talking about right now. Let's take a listen.
My professor, this question says, if someone should kill a Christian, can the family of Christians retaliate? Thank you, sir.
This is a very powerful question. If someone should kill a Christian, should the family of the Christian retaliate? Friends, I'm in Northern Region. Everybody, all my members don't give ear. Everybody has given their ear. I can show my children on the Zoom. They have come close. Let's know what is going to answer. Amen. Let's see what Rita Bai is going to answer. Amen. Rita Bai has nothing to answer you, but God has everything to answer you. I am in Northern Region. We know what we are passing through here. I will answer this question with Bible quotation. Let's read Genesis 9 from verse 6. Genesis 9 from verse 6. Genesis 9 from verse 6. It says, whoever shed man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed. For in the image of God he made man. Whoever shed the blood of a man, that man that shed that blood, his own blood also should be shed. This is one thing our half brothers are taking advantage of us. And we, so many Christians, sorry for using this very word, that are bankrupt of the scripture, we say forgive, God will fight our fight. We are the temple of the living God. God is living in us. You are his hand. Somebody will tell you, do not fight. And somebody will say, Rita Bai, this thing you are saying is Old Testament. Who made God's word old? Who made God's word new? Okay, let's go to Revelation 13 from verse 10. If you say it's Old Testament, let's go to Revelation 13 from verse 10. Revelation 13 from verse 10. Let's see what that place said. Whether it's still old or whether it's still new. He said, he who leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He who kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the what? Patience and the faith of the saints. One, anybody will kill you as a Christian, kill him. You get me? I'm not a hypocrite. I'm a Christian. I'm not the stupid type. I'm not the stupid type. If you should understand, Jesus never told Peter to throw his sword. In the book of Matthew 26, from verse 51 to 52, if he has told Peter to throw his sword, then I will throw my own sword. He said, and suddenly one of those who were with Jesus stretched out his hand. How will Jesus, an immortal, never knew that Judas was with sword? He know, because he's omnipotent. He knows the end before the beginning. He stretched out his hand and drew his sword and strike the servant of the high priest and cut off his ears. 52. Look at what Jesus said. Jesus could have said, Peter, throw it away. Jesus said to him, put your sword in its place. You don't need it now. When you are needing that sword is coming. Put it in this. Put it. Judas, put it in the right place. Put that sword. Put that sword. I am putting my sword in the right place. He told them in the book of Luke 22, from verse 35 to 36. He told them, when he sent them, did he give them money? They say no. He said, but now they should go and get money and buy what? Let's read. He said, and he said to them, when I send you without money bag, knapsack, and sandal, did you lack anything? So they said nothing. 36. Why did he tell them this? He said, then he said to them, but now he who has a money bag, let him take it, and likewise a knapsack. And he who has no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. The errand we are is the errand of war. The children of Israelites, all the land they possess, they did not pray for it to come. They fought for it. They fought for it to come. Read about, you think all these things happening in Plateau, possessing all the land is like that? Everybody know my eye. If I keep eye of silence, they could have possessed everything here. You want this and I keep them down. Me and you will change them. After we change, I'll tell you, praise the Lord. Say hallelujah. We move out again. Please stop hypocrites. I don't do hypocrites. Amen. I don't look for anyone trouble. I don't look for trouble. I'm not a fighter. But you come to fight, then we know what to do. Even Jesus, when he went to the temple, he could have been preaching, praise the Lord. He looked for whip. Looked for whip with double mouth. And whip all of them out from the temple. He could have told them, I am the Son of God. All of you should stop praying, gambling here. It is not right. They won't listen to him. But he whipped, flogged every idiot out of the temple. And everybody looked for him way. So there are two types of deliverance. There are prayer through the mouth and there are prayer through the hand. So any devil that refuses to go, the thunder of my mouth and my hand will take them out from you.
Fellow Nigerians, I stumbled into that video and I thought I'd share it because I think the video speaks a lot to the point I'm trying to make. Whatever requires blood, you don't give it oil. Whatever requires oil, you don't give it blood. Nobody in this life has monopoly of violence. I think we have been too naive, not just as a church or a religious body. We have been too naive as a people. The enemy that is coming after us, they are way ahead. They prepare. We know that they are attacking us. We know that they are killing us. But we deliberately just chose to remain in our naivety. I think we should climb out from it. I think we should right now. The Ondo attack, is a call to action. It should be one that we must find a way to resist and take the battle to the enemy lines. We cannot wait because oh gosh, I know how crowded our public markets are. And how many people you find in public markets occasionally. I think these areas right now, government need to find a way to start securing these areas. Because these are areas where targets can actually be very high and shit, man. The porousness of our own certain state. Look at, I will always make reference to our own Edo state. I will, and I hope that the governor of Edo State is listening, or is going to hear at some point, or those working with him, they are hearing. Edo State basically has been taken over by people from the north, whether Hausa or Fulanis or whatever they are. Basically, everywhere you turn, not them. They are the ones doing house chores now for people. They are the ones you find as gate men. They are the ones who even go to farm, do bricklaying, and all those manual jobs and all of that. They are the ones you find everywhere. They are the ones who are selling in the market. They have their own quarters. Sometimes you go to very busy major streets around Ring Road. You wouldn't even know who is a Benin man anymore, or who is an Edo State man anymore, or who is somebody from. I mean, there is nothing wrong in yoking together as a people from one nation. But now that things are the way they are right now, I want to believe that we need to start taking certain measures. Every measure must not be announced in the public, but whatever route you take to protect your people makes you a sound mind. A sound mind. Let us spend the money on the people's protection. Because if we don't protect the people, if there is no security, what nation are we having? What life are we having? I mean, some of us are advocating seriously for Peter Gregory Obi. But if Peter Gregory Obi wins the election in 2023 and there are no people to govern, then what is the essence? I think that why we continue to push for Peter Gregory Obi to become president of Nigeria, we have an immediate problem that we need to solve. That Peter Obi right now cannot solve for us. That we as Nigerians, we as certain Nigerians, need to take the bull by the horns and defend our territory. It is no time to say I'm Yoruba, I am Igbo. We are all in this shit together. And the earlier we come to that reality, the earlier we get that sense, the better for all of us. Because right now, from the way things are, from the rhetorics you're hearing, from some of these messengers of Buhari, like this guy who spoke, I actually don't want to dignify. I have his video. I don't want to dignify some of the nonsense he was saying. That's why I don't want to play him. The guy is the leader of the Northern Consensus Movement. And I see him as a messenger of all of this Northern thing. Why Buhari, if this is true, I need to find out a proper source. Why Buhari said, and it's been announced, said, make APC bring certain candidates come out. I'm hearing now that APC National Chairman has announced that another Northern, likely Fulani, I don't know whether Lawan is Fulani, but I think he is the consensus candidate of the APC. And that the rest can contest too, but Ahmed Lawan is the consensus candidate of the APC. At the end of the day, see, Tinubu is fighting with his own people. I don't want to be. At the end of the day, shit. Because of that, could join hands together. Let us join hands together. Let's join hands together. If it does not work in 2023, we must not shed blood. We must not use violence. We can sit down. We know the regions. We know where the thing pass. If it don't work, not be by force. There are countries like Lesotho. They are hardly more than 3 million population. They are a country, a sovereign nation. There are countries like Eritrea. They are hardly more than 5 million in their population. They are a nation. They are a nation. Croatia is not more than 6 million population. Croatia is not more than 6 million population. They are a nation, and their impact in everything is felt. There has been a Croatian football player in the last 10 Champions League finals. The last one they played, they did excellently well. That's a very small country. It's hardly up to 5 million or so, as the case may be. And yet they are doing very well because the identity is very close. They are not sharing their nationality with some strange people, with some strange behavior, and some strange religion. People who must yoke together, they must be identical in very many ways. And this is the stark reality. The identity of the people who make up this Nigeria as a contraption. As a matter of fact, the disparity between some side and some side is just too much. We don't believe in the same things. We don't have the same approach to things. Our worldview about things is very different. What makes us a nation if we cannot sit down and discuss this whole issue? And yet, the lopsidedness of this whole matters, we are seeing it evidently to the extent that we are even dying from it. Come on. Come on. I advocate very strongly that if we could find that proper rhythm, that reasonable balance, that proper point of togetherness, there would have been nothing more beautiful than to have in Nigeria united, in oneness, in thought, in everything. There would have been nothing more beautiful. But as it is, people cannot just be dying at the expense of being together under one nation. Fellow Nigerians, my name is Governmental Monsa. I'm honestly heartbroken. And my heart goes out to the people of Ondo State, to the people of Southern Nigeria, and to every Nigerian. The nation is under siege. We're already at war. The earlier we prepare and start defending ourselves, the better. The church should take note. There should be a vigilante group set up by various churches to man every entrance leading to a church. Stop and search people coming in with vehicles, particularly when the numbers become more than certain numbers. Secure the territory of the church. It's a major target. Government must now find ways to secure our public markets all over the South. Let us put up and search in motion, and let us equip these vigilantes with sophisticated weapons. The ones that will be searching can expose themselves, but let there be others that are hidden in different corners, just in case the ones that are searching are attacked. We must be strategic. We must be proactive. We must defend this nation. Defend our state. Defend the South. Defend the southern part of Nigeria, because this nonsense is too much. A man does not test the depth of waters with both feet. These guys are testing our waters with both feet, and yet we are unable to sink them. Our forest is not too massive for us not to comb. If you don't know the way, reach out to some of us. We know the way to getting properly well-trained artificial intelligence organizations. We're in contact with some of them. It's just that as individuals, they cannot deal with some of us. But as government, they will deal with government. Some of them have told me that much. If you don't know the way, let some of us know. We'll show you the way. And let's flush all of these infidels and all of these non-entities out of our forest, and let them go to where it is convenient for them to do what they are doing. And for the northerners that are coming up with very, very, very unpatriotic, ethnocentric rhetorics, you are not condemning any act whatsoever that these people are carrying out. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Nigerians, may God bless you. And may God bless Nigeria.
Comrade Show, Comrade Lante Oriente. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show.